Manchester United shock Man City in derby thriller at Old Trafford. Today's Manchester derby was one of those games fans will remember for a long time. In a Premier League clash between bitter rivals Manchester United and Manchester City, it was United who came out on top with a 2-0 win at Old Trafford. For supporters of the Red Devils, this was a huge result, especially against a strong City team that had been chasing the title. A match full of energy from the start. From the opening whistle, both teams showed they wanted to take control of the game. Manchester City, managed by Pep Guardiola, came into the match as one of the league's top sides and were expected by many to dominate. They had plenty of possession the first half and kept the ball for long spells, trying to unlock United's defense. Yet, despite this control, they couldn't convert that into goals early on. United, on the other hand, started the game with high energy. They looked organized and sharp, with players like Bruno Fernandes and Amad Diallo making dangerous runs forward whenever they got the chance. Even though they didn't score in the first half, United created a few good chances and kept City guessing. Halftime, tense, but goalless. At halftime the score was still 0-0, but there had been moments that suggested the deadlock might break soon. City's high possession numbers didn't quite reflect clear chances, and United were always a threat when they forced turnovers. The atmosphere at Old Trafford was electric, with both sets of fans roaring on their teams, but neither goalkeeper had been beaten yet. United strike first. The breakthrough finally came in the 65th minute. United took advantage of a fast counterattack and Bryan Mbeumo finished well to put his team ahead. The stadium erupted as supporters celebrated what they knew could be a special moment. Mbeumo had come back fresh from the Africa Cup of Nations, and his goal showed how important he is to the United attack. That goal changed the game. Suddenly, City had to chase the match instead of controlling it. They tried to keep playing the same style, but United looked determined and confident after going in front. Second goal seals it. Just 10 minutes later, in the 76th minute, United doubled their lead. Patrick Dorgu was in the right place at the right time and slotted the ball home after a good attack. It was the kind of moment that gives a team belief, and United's players celebrated like it meant everything. City kept trying to respond, but United's defense stayed strong. The home side also had a couple of goals ruled out for offside, showing they weren't just sitting back, they were still pushing forward even after going 2-0 up. Standout performances. Both teams had players who caught the eye, but United's performance as a whole was something special. Their goalkeeper and defenders worked hard to stop City's big names like Erling Haaland from scoring. City had most of the possession, but the way United defended as a team was very impressive. Mbeumo and Dorgu were the heroes on the day with the goals, but the entire United squad contributed with running, tackling, and clever passing when it mattered most. City's players didn't do badly, but they just didn't find the cutting edge needed to turn chances into goals. What this win means. This result was not just 3 points, it was a huge morale boost for Manchester United. It was their second half of the season under new manager Michael Carrick, and a win like this sends a strong message. Fans will be talking about this derby win for years. For Manchester City, it's a disappointing day. They came into the match with hopes of strengthening their title challenge, but now they risk falling further behind the league leaders. Great teams know how to respond to setbacks, and City will need to regroup quickly. Conclusion. A derby to remember in a game where tension, passion, and pride were on full display. Manchester United were the better team on the day, showing grit, teamwork, and belief. Winning 2-0 in a match like this isn't easy, but United did it with style and determination. For City, the loss will sting, but that's the nature of football. On any given day, underdogs can rise and favorites can fall. Today, it was United's day. Fans, atmosphere, and the bigger picture. One thing that really stood out during this derby was the atmosphere inside Old Trafford. From long before kickoff, the stadium was buzzing. United fans knew how big this game was, not just because it was City, but because of what a win could mean for confidence going forward. Every tackle, every interception, and every counterattack was met with loud cheers, and that energy seemed to push the players on. As the match went on and United grew into it, the noise only got louder. When the first goal went in, it felt like the whole stadium lifted. Moments like that are why derbies matter so much. It's not just about league position or points, It's about pride, bragging rights, and giving the fans something to celebrate. For many supporters in the stands, this was one of the best performances they've seen in a long time. From City's point of view, the frustration was clear. They are used to controlling games and breaking teams down, but United made life difficult for them. Passes that usually work were cut out, runs were tracked, and shots were blocked. Even when City tried to increase the tempo late on, United didn't panic. They stayed organized and trusted the game plan. This match also showed how important mentality is in football. On paper, City might have looked stronger, but United played with hunger. They won second balls, pressed at the right times, and took their chances when they came. That made all the difference. It's a reminder that football isn't played on paper, it's played on the pitch. Looking ahead, this win could be a turning point for United's season. Results like this can bring belief back into a squad and reconnect players with fans. For City, it's a setback, but not the end of the road. Big teams are judged by how they respond, and they will be expected to bounce back quickly. In the end, this derby had everything fans love about football: drama, goals, tension, and a result that surprised many people. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't pretty all the time, but it was honest, hard-fought, and full of emotion. Matches like this are why the Manchester derby is always circled on the calendar. Another big takeaway from this match was how well United managed the final minutes. When City pushed forward looking for a way back into the game, United didn't rush or make silly mistakes. Instead, they slowed the pace when needed, kept the ball in safe areas, and forced City to take risks. That game management showed maturity and confidence, something that has been questioned in the past. The substitutions also played a part. Fresh legs helped United stay compact and deal with City's late pressure. Every player who came on knew their role, whether it was pressing, tracking back, or simply helping run down the clock. Those small details often decide big games, especially in derbies where emotions can take over. For the neutral fan, this was an enjoyable watch. It had moments of quality, moments of chaos, and plenty of talking points. Some City fans will feel their team deserved more, while United supporters will argue the result was fully earned. That debate is part of what makes football so special. As the final whistle blew, the reaction said it all.